Hey, what's up everybody? I am Lizzy Murphy, and in this week's video, I'm going to be showing you all how to add flashbacks to your stories. Okay, so we're going to go into like a kind of do's and don'ts. But the first thing you want to do is don't have it on the first page, because so many people make that mistake where writing the first page is ridiculously hard. And a lot of people think that having a flashback on the very first page is a good thing. It's a good thing to hook the readers, to then get them to read more of the book. But that is not the case. Using the flashback in the first page is just going to hurt you, because it is, one, it's been done before in dozens and dozens of books, but also because it's been done for so long, like in so many books, now whenever someone sees a flashback in the first page, they're immediately just not going to read it because they get a sense of your writing method in the first page. Okay, so do have it kind of in the tail end of the first 20 pages of your book. Now I don't mean the first page, not the second one either. That's why I said at the very end of like the first 20 pages of your book, because then everyone is kind of into the story a little bit. So then everyone is already kind of familiar with your story. So then you kind of want to add a little twist in there somewhere. So then you want to then have a little flashback describing something that is going on with your character, but you don't want it to just be there. You want it to, have a purpose for being there. Don't make it super long. Now, the problem that I see sometimes in some books, there hasn't been a whole lot of books that I've read that has flashbacks in it, but in the ones that I've read, I think in just a few, the flashbacks were really long. And that kind of makes you skim it until you get to the end of the flashback, and then it's the story. Then it's like the present day. Because you don't want to make it super long, because everybody will start to just kind of like zone out a tiny bit. That's why it's always good to have, so that you wrote this really big long flashback, you can cut it into chunks and put it throughout your book. That is actually what I did in my first book. And, I think it flowed really well, because, you don't want the flashbacks being super long. You wanted to just show a key element in your massive story. So you then want to not make it super long, because if it's super long, then people will, like I said, skim it, and then they may miss out on a key element in your story. Do make sure it hooks. Like I said, for the first page, you wanted to hook the reader. But like in every single chapter, you wanted to hook your reader to make them keep reading. That also goes for your flashbacks, because the flashbacks are supposed to show an important key element in your story that happened X amount of days or X amount of months or X amount of years back from like your present day. So you want to make sure it hooks, because like I said, if it's small and you only put a key element in there, then they will be sure to remember it. Then later on in the book, or in the second book, or whatever, you can then tie it together, or put that same scene, that same flashback, in another part of your book or in the second book, and they will be like, oh, so that's what it was. That's what that part was. Now I just have a broader understanding of that one little key flashback. It is really good. And the last one, don't put it in there just for fun. Now, I know that you've probably heard this all over YouTube and Instagram, that, you don't just want to put things in your book just to put them in there. You need to have a reason for why you are putting these things in your book. That also goes for your flashbacks, because, like I said, you want to have a small key element of the flashback in your book. But if you put a flashback in there just because, just like, oh, I think this part here is lacking something, so I think I'm just gonna like throw in a flashback or something of like my main character of when they were a kid playing ball or something like that. No, you do not want to put a flashback in there just for no reason, because then not only is it for no reason, your readers will also know that it is for no reason. And they will either, if you made the mistake and it's long and it's also for no reason, then that is 2 strikes against you, and they may put the book down depending on what the flashback is about and how long. So that is why you do not want to just put it in there, because that can ultimately hurt you and make your readers put your book down. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want more content like this, then be sure to subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up to support my channel, and hope you all have a great day. And I cannot believe that it is the last day of 2020. Oh my gosh. Anybody else like really excited but also really scared? Yay. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye guys.